loves, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sunkiss and this is
Sunkiss Serves.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, you don't want to miss out on the videos that are coming on this channel. It is coming in hot every week. So don't be a square. Don't be a person that's not part of Sunkiss Nation. Be a subscriber. So I promise this is going to be my last video about Ghana. Unfortunately, I am back in the States and I am missing Ghana so much. You don't understand. But this is going to be a story time of something that happened to me in Ghana that I thought was funny and it was worth sharing. So stay tuned. Let's get into story time. Hey loves, happy Friday. So you know what today is. It is our fun time here on Sunkiss Serves. So I'm going to be giving you the rundown, the tea on the Accra KUMASI Road in case you find yourself in Ghana and you're a visitor or even if you live there, because surprisingly, a lot of people that live in Accra have never been to Kumasi, and vice versa. People are in Kumasi, they've never been to Accra. So this is the tea specifically on the Accra Kumasi Road and the forms of transportation. So you can take a plane or you can drive, and you can either, drive with a personal vehicle, or you can do a bus, which I did. So I've done it all. I'm gonna give you the tea. I'm gonna let you know what's up. I had to stand to give y'all a better view, but we'll first go into driving on the Accra Kumasi Road. So my first experience with driving was probably when I was younger, probably 2006, 2008 on the road. And back then, let me tell you, the roads were horrible. Like, we were dodging potholes. You're in the car and you're just like, cause it's so bumpy. So you're bouncing up and down. But I can say fast forward to 2023, on that road, they've improved things a lot. Can there be improvements? Yes, there can be more improvements, but they've done a good job. However, the problem with Ghana is maintenance. We don't know how to maintain what we've fixed or infrastructures that we've put in place. Like, we don't know how to update, how to renovate. So, just fast forward. The road this time wasn't too bad. However, something that I totally hate, despise, dislike is when Ghanaians do this thing called overtaking, where you're in one lane and there's another opposite lane coming. So on the Accra Kumasi Road, for a good while, there's only two lanes, one going in one direction and the other one going in the opposite direction, before it turns into, I think, 3 or 4 lanes going in one direction. So with that being said, there may be someone in front of you that's going super slow. And because my people don't have patience, they're like, oh, let me pass this person. So they end up going in the opposite lane to try to get in front of the car in front of them. But there are still cars coming from the opposite direction. So there have been many times where there have been accidents because people have collided with people that are coming in the opposite direction. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, let's stop this. So you really have to calculate how you do this overtaking thing. You have to really search, or not search, but you have to look over and make sure you're not trying to overtake a car in front of you if you can't see ahead of you. Like, if you're going up a hill on the road, why would you try to overtake another vehicle when you can't see in front of you? What if another vehicle comes and then bam, accident? So that's one thing that I do not like. So a con is the overtaking thing, and I would say the bumpy road. And a pro of driving is you kind of go at your own pace, and the roads have gotten better from the early 2000s. Now, moving on to my favorite type of transportation, and that is the plane. So during my trip in Ghana this time, I took a plane for the first time. It was beautiful. I was in the air for about 25 minutes. Like, imagine you go from Accra to Kumasi, 25 minutes, and you've landed. For my trip, it was going from Kumasi to Accra, because I told y'all I wanted to be in Accra. I wanted to explore. So I was like, I need to get up out of here. My mom was like, don't go. But, we had to do what we had to do. But it was really nice. Like, it was really quick. We weren't in the air for that long. The only thing I do not like is the price. I don't agree with the price. I remember talking to some people maybe about a few months ago, and they remember saying that they bought a ticket for about 400 cedis. Okay, not too bad. But this time around, my ticket was almost 700 cedis. Like, inflation in Ghana, it doesn't make sense. But we will roll with it. So that's the one downside I don't like about the plane. And some people, I've seen some comments about the way the pilots like land. Like, the landing is horrible. So maybe that's one thing that can improve. I took Passion Air. I believe it's one of the best airlines going from Accra to Kumasi. So if you find yourself in Ghana, look into Passion Air and try to get, I don't know how, but it's in Ghana, it's who you know. So if you have a connection, if you know somebody that can help you out with a ticket, do so. And buy your ticket early. That helps you avoid paying a lot last minute. So quick story time. When my brother and I went from Kumasi to Accra, because we were in Kumasi for like 3 days, we've just felt so bad because our mom was there alone, and she's like, you guys left me. Every time we call her, you guys left me here and you're just having so much fun in Accra. So Obed and I felt bad, and we were like, okay, let's pull up on mom. Let's surprise her. Let's go over there for 31st, for New Year's Eve. We'll surprise her and then we'll come back. So we decided to take public transportation. We took STC. I believe that's what it's called. It wasn't bad. The price was pretty good. It was like 120 cedis per person. I like that. And we paid for our luggage. I believe it was 1 cedi per pound. My luggage was about 21 pounds. So I paid 21 cedis. So in all, for me, it was like 140. For my brother, it was like 140 as well. So not too bad. So we get on the bus, and I'm terrified, I'm not going to lie, because you always hear stories about public transportation on the Accra-Kumasi road. So I'm just praying to God, like, Lord, keep us safe. Keep us in one piece. God, protect us. And it wasn't bad. Like, the driver did an amazing job. However, when we got to Accra, when we got to Kumasi, there was a tire blowout. Like, the tire just blew out of nowhere. And the funny thing was, the driver did not stop. He kept going like nothing happened. And I was like, what is going on? Like, aren't you going to stop? Aren't you going to look at the car? But luckily, when the tire blew out, I was about 10 minutes from my junction in Kumasi. And mind you, I didn't tell my mom that we were coming. So everything was a surprise. So I get to the junction. I have them like stop the bus before we got to the bus station, got our luggage, and we're walking to where my mom is at. And then we come home and we're like, surprise. And she's like, oh my gosh. But yes, STC, I would recommend. It is a very good public transportation. They do well. They don't speed. They don't necessarily do that overtaking thing. And if they do it, they calculate. They make sure. Because, you know, they have a bunch of people in the bus. Like, they don't want to be responsible for people's lives, you know. So they do the best. There's another public transportation called VVIP. I've taken that once back in the day. I've heard that it's gotten worse. So I didn't even mess with that. So if you find yourself in Ghana and you want to take public transportation, STC, check it out. So I hope this video was helpful about the Accra to Kumasi road. If you have more questions you want to ask me, drop it in the comment section. Accra to Kumasi road is getting better, and I pray that the next leadership that we have in Ghana will do their best to maintain the roads, because so many accidents happen because of the bad conditions of the roads in Ghana, and they could very well be avoided. People don't need to lose their lives because of something that can be fixed. So let's do better in our country, Ghana. I hope this video was helpful once again. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sunkiss Nation. Sunkiss serves. Until my next video, peace.